That was great. I love it. Okay, again. All right. That was hilarious, actually. You're so funny, Eon. All right. All right. No, I don't want to cover this today. Okay. So, all right. Now, what we are going to do, unfortunately, so we're going to cover a couple of things that we have to go over. Okay. Particularly, I'm going to try. What time is this class over at?
2:45.
2:45. Okay, so we got 20, roughly 28 or 26,
23.
23 minutes. Yeah. Okay. All right. So take a look. All right. Here we go. Let me open up my clips. All right. I want to make sure that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking about ASCII. Okay. We're going to be cleaning up the little things that we need to know that we haven't covered before we move on to methods. Okay. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about the ASCII table. All right. Now you guys can actually Google the ASCII table. I'm going to pull one up here. Okay. I'll try to, it's going to look weird, but let me share this with you. Okay. So the ASCII table is basically a table of every single possible character that a computer can store. Okay. So now here's the thing. You do need to understand how the ASCII table works. You do not need to memorize the ASCII table. Okay. It is kind of easy to memorize. For example, capital A is 65. Okay, it's the number 65. All right. Whereas lowercase a is 32 away from it. How many letters are there in the alphabet?
126.
26. So what they do, rather than 26 letters being 26, they threw 6 in. So if I wanted to find out what lowercase a was, I would basically, if I knew that 65, a was 65, I would add 32. Okay. If I knew that 66 was B, I'd add 32 to get lowercase b. Now, with ASCII, there's something that you need to understand. Okay. Imagine, because this is going to come down to, now I'm not going to go over this. I'll go over it later. But this ASCII is what we use. If you guys remember the PowerPoint that I sent you with all the string methods? You guys remember that? There was the last method that we did not go over was the method called CompareTo. Okay. And CompareTo specifically relies on the ASCII table. The thing that you have to memorize, that you have to remember, numbers always come before letters. Okay. They have a lower value, and capitals come before capital letters come before lowercase letters. Now with the CompareTo method, we'll get back to this, but for now, I just wanted to show you guys, you're gonna have to have an idea of how the ASCII table works. And I just wanted to show it to you, okay? Now, this brings us back to the character variable, okay? And something that you guys have probably seen that works, and you probably didn't know why. Oh wait, this is B block, right? Yeah. Okay, I have to make an announcement to you guys really quickly. It's funny, the guy just emailed me, so it's good that he did that. Okay, so what you guys need to do is you guys need to talk to your teachers. Did I already tell you about this? Okay, on October 29th, we have a senior engineer. I was able to get a senior engineer from Amazon. Okay, he's a senior programming engineer, and I've invited him, and he's coming to talk to our class via Zoom. Okay, you guys, this is a required meeting. Okay. I want all of you there. I'm giving you now, you have 14 days. You have 2 weeks to email your Block C teachers and let them know that Mr. Martinez is a speaker coming, that you'll probably miss class for that speaker. Okay. I will probably send out an upper school faculty email just saying like, look, these are the names of the kids. In 2 weeks, we're going to have a speaker. If they do reach out to you, these are the kids that I can verify are going to be there. Yes, Gary.
Wait, so it's during Block C, or is it that it might go into Block C?
It's during Block C. The only time that he could do it was at that time. Okay.
You said the 29th, right?
Yes, October 29th. All right. All right. So let's take a look now at the character variables. Okay. Let's take a look. All right. Now we know that care acts in a so international students, if you can make that again, it is the 29th. It is at 1:15, I believe, is the when C block starts on that day. If you can make it, it would be great for you to do that. So let's go back to Eclipse. All right, so let's take a look. All right, so we know the character variable. We know that our standard character variable can hold, let's say I say character A equals, and in this instance, what do I want to do? In character A, I'm going to say A. You guys have been taught, all right? You guys have been taught that characters can hold one single character, okay? So if I print out A, I get a capital A. Take a look. 65. Notice that there's no error. And what does it print out? Oh, prints out a capital A. Okay. I know what you're thinking. This is crazy. Okay. Now, I can also do this. Take a look. Okay. Say int B equals 7 plus A. And I can print out B. Okay. Now, in this instance, what do you think is going to print out?
7.
Really? I think 72. Okay. And the reason why is this, okay? The reason why is because an int, both ints and characters are 32 bits. So they can go into each other. Now, characters can never have a negative value. Okay. The minute I do a negative, it doesn't work. Okay. We're going to get an error. From 0 to roughly, I think it's like 32,000 or something like that. It's basically 64-bit cut in half. The positives up to 32,000 work. They work fine, okay? More often than not, we use the ASCII table characters. If you're in Japan, you would use the hiragana, katakana. You know, if you're in China, you would use the kanji, et cetera, okay? So for characters, you basically, you can store, so like, for example, if I said, I told you guys, okay, 92. So if I take 65 plus 32, okay, oops, no, I'm sorry, 97. Okay, lowercase a. Okay, so whatever minus 32 gives me capital A. So I always know, so if I start at 65 and I know that's A, that's how I can always find what capital A is to lowercase a, capital B to lowercase b, okay, to get your letters. Know that. You kind of will need to know that, okay? Now, the other thing, however, is this, okay? One of the things that we can't do is this. Let's say that I said int b equals 7, okay? Let's say that I did that, all right? Now, can I say character C equals B? Well, actually, let's make it a letter. So let's make it 71 or something like that. Yeah. So I can't do that. Notice that I was able to do it easily with a character. Okay. I can put it. So that's kind of like the backwards rule. I can store a character into an int. I can't store, or I can store int into a character. I can store a character into an int. I can't store an int into a character. In this instance, you do have to cast it as a character. And in that instance, if I print out C now, it will work. Okay? Does that make sense? You'll need to know how that works. This will also help with character arrays. Okay? Now, this is basically the big thing with characters, all right? Let me see. Now, in your book, you guys have these variables like is digit, is letter, is uppercase, is lowercase. You do not need to memorize those, okay? So in this instance, what I will do is I will actually take the time. You just need to know these fundamentals. And at this point now, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the compare to method. So let's say I had string x is equal to hello. And I had string y is equal to hello. Okay. So let's say I say x dot compare to y. I'm going to get negative 32. Okay. Here's how it works. All right. I take a look at my capital letter. Okay. I look for the first matching letter, H and H. All right. Now, most of the time they will match for the most part. Okay. But what we're doing is you have to look at it this way. Let's say that I have an ASCII table and I have printed it from the top to the bottom. So I printed it like, let's say I'm showing it here. And at the top are the A's, B, C, D, E. Then it's the lowercase a, B, C, D. So I'm at capital H. Do I have to go up or down to get to lowercase h?
You should go up.
I have to go down.
Wait.
So if I have my capitals, if I'm printing my ASCII table from top to bottom, and my capitals come before my lowercase, if my capital H is up here, is my lowercase up or down?
Down.
It's down 32 spaces. Okay, whereas if I switch it up, I am up 32 spaces. And if they are exactly the same, it's 0. Now, on the AP and on my exam, because I've already told you, you are not responsible for knowing the ASCII table. If I give you a question like this, and I say, what is going to print out? The choices that you are going to have are a negative number, a positive number, 0, or error. Okay? You are not going to be required to know the difference of going from A to lowercase a, capital H to lowercase z. Obviously, you can do that if you know the math, but in a question like this that I'm showing you right now, you will need to know, okay, if I'm starting the first, you always start with the first string. Hello, okay? So, and then what you do is then, okay, I'm comparing it to hello. All right, these match. How do I get from lowercase to uppercase? I go positive 32 steps. If I were switching it up, I'd go negative 32 steps. Everyone always gets confused. I don't know how many times I can say this. Imagine you are drawing it. Imagine like you had it on a strip of paper and the capitals were first and the lower cases were second. If I start in the capitals, I've got to go down, right? If I start in the lowercase, I've got to go up. So that means you're going to go a positive number or a negative number. Okay. Now, as a bonus, I may see, half a point bonus, tell me what the exact number would print out. But that's all you need to know is whether or not it's going to be a positive or negative number. Now, take a look at this. Okay. Okay, this prints out negative 32. because this matches, this matches, this matches, this, it goes for the first discrepancy. Okay. But this is where you kind of need to know, hello there. Okay. 6. What is it looking for?
Space.
The space. So what this is just going to do is it's going to print out the ASCII for a space. Okay. Knowing that that's a positive number. If I had hello there, what's it going to print out? It shouldn't do this. Oh, no. It should. Oh, no, that's not what it prints out the excess letters. It prints out the excess characters. Okay. So basically what happens is if you have extra characters in here, it prints out the excess. Too many. Okay. You won't ever get a question like this. You'll almost always get a question like, so take a look. Say I did O like this. I did O, and then I did a capital E. Okay. What number do you think is going to print out?
Positive 32.
32.
Positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive.
Bingo. It's not even going to recognize this O. It's going to stop at the first discrepancy. Technically, I've canceled each other out, right? With a positive and a negative, right? So it's just going to land on the first discrepancy. CompareTo is not really going to be used too often with strings like this. You'll probably use them with objects more than likely, okay? So to recap, okay, because you guys have a 3-day weekend. We have the ASCII table. Capital A starts at 65. To get to lowercase a, add 32, 97, and then 26 from there for each one, okay? When you are working with a character, you can either store a single letter like this or a number. So in this case, this would be 97. When I put A, or when I put the character or the integer A into, or the character into an integer, it doesn't read the letter. It reads the ASCII numerical representation of that character. So if I print out B, this is going to print out 97. When I want to store a character into an int, I don't have to do anything. But if I want to store an int into a character, I have to cast it. Okay? Characters into ints, you don't have to do anything. Okay? Integers into characters, I have to cast. Then you've learned the CompareTo method. This is the last string method that you will need to learn. In this, it will take the first object and the second object. Now, when we get into objects, other objects using CompareTo, it's just going to look at the constructors. But for right now, all it's looking at is it's comparing letter, and it's going to go to the first discrepancy and do the comparison there and spit back. And again, you don't need to know the exact number. You need to know whether it's going up on the ASCII table, which would represent positive, going down on the ASCII table, which would represent a negative, and if they match, it would print a 0. Okay? Does anybody have any questions? Now, I'm tempted. I don't want to give you guys too big of a homework assignment because I do want you guys to enjoy your 3-day weekend. Easy homework assignment. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys questions 1 through 9. Actually, I'm going to give you just one, 3, 8, 9, 10. 5 questions. Okay, I'm going to put that on Portal right now. 1, 3, 8, 9, and 10. On chapter 13. Do that right now. Hold on. What the hell? Okay, so questions 1, 3, 8, 9, and 10 on chapter 13, okay? Ignore all the methods that are is digit, 2-digit, et cetera, is character, is uppercase, is lowercase. Ignore all of those, et cetera, okay? All right, anybody have any questions? All right, I'm going now, I want you guys to enjoy your 3-day weekend, which means I'm gonna make this due tonight at 8 p.m. Okay? 5 questions. Thanos, see how Thanos smiled? He loves that. Just wants to knock it out of the way so he can enjoy his life. Okay? Gary doesn't have much of a life, so he was kind of looking forward to doing something on this weekend, so it's okay. And Alex, of course, just laughs at everything I say. So, all right. So I will give you. All right. Anybody have any questions? Chapter 13, questions 1, 3, 8, 9, 10. Again, just type them directly into the submission box. 8 o'clock tonight. Yes, Dylan. Yes, that. All right, guys. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.